Customer support is more than just customer support. It's really customer relationship. You can talk to them on social media and put out content like we do, but that's not necessarily how they're going to connect to you. When they have one-on-one conversations with you through support, that's like the best way to increase loyalty and to get them to stay with you.
What we need to do?
Progress bar.
Yesterday we got our first paying customer.
And I was thinking maybe we could do like...
How do you know what's a big story?
We get access to their analytics. Is there a way to... We're playing the game, so if there's ads, we're gonna run ads.
Yes, we need to learn how to kind of customize the related work.
And it can help us grow.
Welcome back to Online Biz TV. I am Ruth.
And I'm Eric.
And in this episode, we are going to talk all about customer support, Eric's favorite topic.
I don't think it's my favorite one.
To begin with, let's start with something that is very relevant to what's going on in the world today, which is the pandemic of coronavirus and quarantine. How do you feel customer support has changed during this time compared to, regular times?
There is actually a big difference. I think that you see, no matter on your business, at least with us, we see much more, I don't want to say requirements, but a lot of requests from customers to get either discounts or do something to help them, manage this time, maybe an extended free trial, because, a lot of businesses got hit with this coronavirus going on. So that's one thing, but how it affects your own business in terms of support, first of all, try to be understanding and do whatever you can to help your customers. That's one. And I think the second thing is be more available. We're all at home, and if you're at home, you have way more time to just be there for your customers and help them. And another thing is be transparent. Try to let them know what's going on in your business during this time. If you're making any changes, if you're doing anything to help, all of that, let them know what's going on, because it might be as hard for you as it is for them. I think that's my take on it.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna sound a little bit corny, but basically I feel like these are very uncertain times, and it's your role as a business owner or as a support rep in a business to give a little bit of certainty to people. So they are stressed as it is, whatever it is, a person who lost their job or is on an unpaid leave, or if it's a business that is suffering because of everything that's going on, they feel stressed and they feel uncertain. And they come to you to solve a specific issue, probably with the service that you are offering. So it's your job to just solve it to them and help them get a little bit of certainty in their lives at this point. And also I think I really connect to what you said about being transparent. So we're all human, and just like they are stressed, so are you. And sometimes taking support to a more human level and not just being the perfect fake smile customer support rep is a good thing. So yeah, I like that one. Okay, so we've talked about Corona. Let's move on to just regular times. What do you think is the best channel to give customer support at? And before you answer, think not just about SaaS, but any kind of online business out there.
All right, so I think the true answer to that is all channels, and the more the merrier. And it's very important to talk to your customers in the places and the way that they like to communicate with or through. And it really depends on your business, at least with us, because we sell software products. Most customers like to talk through live chat. And it's very, very important that you have a live chat. I think it's also the same with most businesses that have online presence. It's very important to have this live chat, because customers sometimes just have a question about a specific page they're in or a specific function they're trying to get done. And if you're there to help them, it's going to make all the difference for them between completing the purchase or using your service, or just leave your website and go to a competitor's website. But it is important that you have someone on the other side. So if it's just a bot answering, it might not be good enough. We are, as I said before, we are a true believer in multi-channel. We also provide support via phone, and you can also schedule a demo if you want through our website. We started, by the way, back and it's really important to be as personal as you can. When we just started out, we used Facebook Messenger just because we knew that when we get back to the customer, it's going to get directly to their phone, and eventually they're going to read it. In today's most chat apps, when you respond to the customer, if it's not available, he's getting an email back, and that's like the communication is not direct. There's the live chat conversation in our minds is just way more effective because it's much more personal. And again, that's not all. If you can communicate through emails and communicate through social media, because just every customer is different. Every customer would like to talk to you in a different way. Make sure that you, as a business, make the necessary changes to fit your customers and not the other way around.
Yeah.
So that's my general take on it.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think for anyone watching Gary Vee regularly, he always talks about being multi-channel, and he talks about it in regards to just general content on social media. Always be where your customers want you to be, not where you want to be. And that is very true to social media marketing and social media content, but it is also very true to support, even more so to support, I think, because your customer he wants to talk to you, and it's your job to be available however he wants to talk to you. And when it comes to live chat, I do think it's the most comfortable for most customers, but nowadays live chat is such a consensus that a lot of businesses just offer live chat. They're like, okay, that's what our customers want, that's what we'll give them. And it's great, but it's not always enough. Like, some customers want to talk to you over the phone or want to talk to you via email. You have to give them the option. You can't just decide for them.
Yeah, and I think more than that, a lot of businesses wait for the customers to have problems before they solve them. And it's very important to have this proactive customer support experience. Now, I'll give you two examples. One of them is from e-commerce. Let's say that you have one product that, specifically that product takes longer to ship or longer to be processed. Then if you're gonna be smart about it, you're just gonna let him know both on the actual product page, during checkout, and maybe even after checkout. You can do it either on the order confirmation page with a custom message, or do it through email. Mm-hmm. So just make sure that whenever something like that happens, be transparent. If it's, again, on the coronavirus, send an email, edit your order confirmation email to let them know that it might take maybe a little longer because we don't know what's gonna happen in a week from now. And when it comes to SaaS, you can make it even more personalized, proactive support. When you see that someone is not doing something he's supposed to, or is using one of your tools within the software wrong, you can always identify it and then automatically either show up a chat box or send an email or SMS, whatever you feel is going to be more effective. So I do think that proactive customer support can both save you a lot of money and a lot of manpower, and it's also going to provide great customer experience, and that's important.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we're doing proactive support right now in a way that when a customer is on the app and we can see it we're using Chris for customer support, an amazing tool, and we can basically see that the customer is on the app, and we can just send him a message, hey, I'm here to help, do you have any questions? That's all. You don't even need more than that, because sometimes they're just gonna say, no, thank you, I'm good. A lot of the times they're gonna say, oh yeah, actually I had a question, I had trouble with this and this. And all of these little things that they're having trouble with, they might later leave you because of that, or leave a bad review or something like that. And instead, they come out of the encounter happy, their problem is solved, and most likely you're going to be able to get them to leave you a positive review, which is...
It's true. And by the way, when we talk about proactive customer support, it's important to say that even there, you need to use all the channels possible in your disposal, because the thing is, at least with our app, most of our apps, we have videos everywhere that customers can watch and understand the product better. And every time there's a video, it also comes with a deep detailed article with all the functions, all the options with screenshots and GIFs and a lot of text, because each customer again is different. Some people prefer to watch a video, that's me at least, that's why we created all these videos initially, but some people like to read, they like to see the documentations themselves, they don't want to actually reach out to the support. So it's important, again, make everything as accessible for them and let them choose the way they prefer to communicate. Sometimes they don't even need a person, they just need the right type of content.
Exactly, and just some people like the video, some people like to read, and some people, like me personally, when I have a technical issue, I don't want a long video and I don't want to read. I want to see screenshots of the steps that I need to take. That's the fastest way to get the answer. So we also provide that. In between the article, there are screenshots with arrows, letting the customer know exactly what he needs to do. So customer, it's a really good point that support is not just about how you talk to your customers, it's also giving them the documentation they need in whatever format they want or need. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We do our own support videos, and they're far from perfect.
Yeah, just use Loom at the beginning.
Yeah.
But you can always improve later. We're probably going to rave map all of our support articles.
Probably. But
eventually, we actually talked about it today.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen. But at the moment, they're all like homemade, bad lighting, not the best audio, and our accents. It doesn't have
and
to
our
be
English and everything. It's
and
not
people
perfect.
still love it. People still enjoy it. So.
Yeah, it actually comes up on the reviews.
Yeah.
The video articles and the fast support always comes up on the reviews.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's good.
Okay, so the next we touched on that a little bit, but the next thing I want us to talk about is actually the tools that we use to support and the tools that we recommend other people to use for support. And before I give you the mic, the metaphorical mic, I just want to add to something you said about Facebook Messenger, which is an amazing tool for live chat support. It's something that we no longer use. I mean, sometimes people reach out to us through Facebook, but we don't use it as a live chat support anymore because we've moved forward to Crisp. But in the beginning, I think in the first year or even 2 years, we used that. And it was so good because it's completely free. You can use something like ChatFuel or ManyChat. I think these are the two biggest Facebook bots out there. And you don't even have to use the bot capability. You can just use it to implement the live chat support on your website. And then, like Ari said, you get the message to your Facebook no matter where you are at. And when you answer, your customers, even if they've left and completely forgotten about you, they don't even remember that they wrote you, they get the answer, maybe with links back to your website, whatever it is, a store or a lead generation website, and they can actually complete the funnel. It's a really good way to get them back in, and it's free. So it's like, there's no mistake in here when you're starting out. I think this is maybe the best tool to get started with.
Yeah, and again, I think it's the best tool to start with, not because of that it's free, just because of the genuine conversation and the direct conversation you can have with your customers. One of the tools we use, we already mentioned it, is Crisp, is amazing. They also have a free tier, which is great compared to a lot of different help desks, and it can also sync with everything. It can sync with Messenger, it can sync with, I think, email and a few other channels. You get analytics about everything, and you have these macros when you can automatically answer with just a single click. You can tag customer and all of that, and you can sync everything with their API, which is great, and it's very let's say price effective, and you also get you can build your help desk on it and add multiple agents, so you got all of these features. So highly recommended. Also, if you get the yearly plan, you get 20% off, I think, or something like that.
I think most people use things like Zendesk, right? I forgot for a second the name. But most people use things like Zendesk, especially when it comes to like SaaS. And Intercom, yeah. And I've seen so many complaints from people who use Intercom, for example, about the pricing. The pricing just keeps going up and up and up. And when we outgrew Facebook Messenger and had to move on to a new tool, we were really looking around and asking friends for recommendations. And Intercom comes most highly recommended, but it was just, the price was just unimaginable. We couldn't fathom paying so much for customer support, for a customer support tool. And they do have a lot of I think the most powerful feature that Crisp is missing is everything that comes to email. They can really help you manage your email marketing. I don't know how advanced it is because we haven't used that, but that's what I'm hearing from people who do use it, that Crisp is missing that. But that is not always something that has to go to coincide with customer support. So we do our email marketing completely separately. And
and probably talk about that in
we
a
can
different.
definitely.
We need to have an episode just about email marketing. We need to write it down.
I'm gonna write it down and finish this one. And so Crisp is missing this one big feature, but I think it pretty much has everything else. Like it has most of the things that you need, and it's really affordable. And we're not affiliated with them. We're just excited about them because it feels like kind of like us, like maybe a smaller company doing their thing, getting customers, and just doing a really good job.
And so I think Crisp is one great example, and I think we already solved this one. And they do have everything. And another tool that we're using is we use our own tool, EasyCall, which allows you to buy a phone number and just add the call widget to your website. So the good thing about it, we are an Israeli company, we're based in Israel, but we have customers all around the world, so we just have this phone number, mostly the US number, so that they can call us whenever they want, and it's comfortable for them at a local price, so that's the one thing. We also use Zoom for whenever a customer asks for a demo, so we do that, and we also do, by the way, we haven't talked about it, one of the support channels we have is a live webinar we do twice per month.
We started once a week. We've now moved it to once a month.
Once a month or twice a month. We'll see how it goes. And we said we have Zoom, and we also use I talked about it before, Loom to screen record videos. It's great also for the help videos. And sometimes when a customer just trying to get something done and he can't, we just record the Loom video for him and just send it. It just takes 1 second. Another tool we started using not long ago, so I can't say for sure how awesome it is, but from what I've seen so far, it's great. We use Notion to manage the internal documentation between the team and manage a feature request from customers. So I think these are the current tools we're using right now. Am I missing something?
No, I think you've mentioned everything. Of course, there's also email that we also use, and it all goes to Crisp, but as far as the customer knows, he's talking to us via email. And when it comes to Zoom and scheduling a demo, we actually use Zoom with Calendly, which I think a lot of businesses use, so we're probably familiar with it. So we can just get customers. We send them emails. Again, we can talk fully about email marketing, but in every email that we send our customers, they have a link to schedule a demo meeting with us.
Yeah, they can also just reply to the email and it's just gonna get backward.
Yeah, exactly. So we do not, I think again, it's the strongest thing about customer support. We do not limit them. They do not need to go through hoops to reach us. It's one of the things, it's one of my pet peeves. I hate it when I'm trying to talk to customer support and they tell me things like, oh, we cannot talk to you on the phone because you're not on the business tier yet. I hate that. I don't care if you're paying me or not. You're a customer and I'm gonna give you support. Of course, if you have a very high touch business, so if you have a very high touch product and every customer has to go through support, through onboarding with you, then it might be problematic to give the resources to free customers. I get that. But that's why we try to build our products in a way that not every customer has to talk to us.
You know, one of the other things that I hate about businesses is when they send you an email and the title is do not reply. Like you can't reply to the email. I need help. What do I need to do now? I need to contact the support and try to get a support agent and then tell him about the email. And so that's unimaginable, and it is so frustrating, and I hate it. And I think as customer support team, you need to always over deliver from what the customer wants. If the customer comes over with a question, look at what he have right now and offer a way to even improve it. If he says, hey, I'm trying to get this, change the color of this button, tell him, hey, you can do it from here, let me do it for you. And not only that, I see that you're not using this feature. Do you want me to enable it for you? It can generate extra for you. So that's an example from the SaaS world. But if you go for the e-commerce world, for example, if a customer reach out and tell you that he needs to replace the size, so see if you can tell him, I don't know if you can afford it or not, and depends on the amount of returns you get and everything, but you can either tell him to keep it and we'll send him another one, or tell him, hey, no problem, here's also 20% off to compensate you for the inconvenience. So just try to always over deliver, and eventually I think customers appreciate it, and they see that you're taking care of them. And if they get that, they're not gonna get pissed. Like, even if you have problems, as long as there's someone on the other side trying to help you, you're gonna stay relaxed and eventually you're gonna come back.
Yeah, and I think we've had a lot of well, not a lot percentage-wise, but we've had quite a few customers that reach out to us really angry. Some of them even cursing us, and they're writing everything in all caps lock and very angry and frustrated and hating us. And then we talk to them, and in a few
5 minutes later,
5 minutes later, they're like leaving us a 5-star review on the App Store, and it's not because we're paying them to do that, or I don't know, making them do that. We just make sure to be, first of all, emphatic towards them. So try to understand where the frustration is coming from. They're not like an evil person, they're just frustrated. I'm sure it happens to all of us that we kind of yell at the support rep when we don't mean to because we're frustrated. But then the moment they see that there's someone behind this company saying, hey, it's okay, I'm here with you to fix this, and we're gonna make sure to fix this so that you're happy, when they get this guarantee, they just relax. And it doesn't mean you have to always give them a refund when they ask for it. It doesn't mean that you always have to give them what they want. If they want a feature that you're never gonna develop, you don't need to lie to them and tell them you wanna do it.
It all depends on how you say it. Like, how do you project your response on what's going on within the business. Like, people can understand no if it's just, like, if it's right.
If they can understand why they get a no. And I think it's kind of looking into human psychology, but I think a lot of the times people just want to feel like they're important. Like, you never want to feel like this marginalized customer that no one cares about. You want to feel like the company cares about you and your problems, and then you're always more open to...
I have a few more notes to add about that before we move forward. I think that, because we're still on the question about channels, right?
Yeah.
So I think we need to face the fact that people are sometimes lazy, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. Today's our attention span is very low, and many times if you won't be there for your customers in a channel that they want, they're just gonna leave. Now, I've seen many companies doing around the same thing that we do, that don't provide live chat support just because they're afraid they're going to get too many tickets, and it's going to take their manpower and everything. And I do think that, first of all, you can learn a lot from your smaller customers. Even before that, you will never know how many of your customers didn't get the help they needed and they left. You're never going to know. Mm-hmm. At least if you have the live chat, or phone, or whatever channel, you're gonna know whenever something is wrong. There will still be people that just leave or whatever, but you're gonna know. And then I think that you need to look at these extra tickets as an opportunity to get better. First of all, if you get the same issue multiple times, it's time to change something in a way that it's going to be like, again, this proactive support that we talked about earlier. And then even if not, like, you can use that to create better relationships. Customers love to talk to the support, and then there's a good chance they're going to stay with you for longer. And not only that, you can learn more from talking to your customers. You can know what features are missing, what's wrong, and you can generate extra results in terms of reviews, in terms of referrals, because people are going to love you after they reached out to you. So we do think, maybe in the beginning, it's kind of hard at the beginning to hire the first support agents and train them about your product, no matter what your product is. But eventually, once you get it done and you have this agent, the availability is, I'm probably going to say it again in a few minutes, but I do think that availability is key to success in customer support. When someone needs help, you need it now, give him the help he needs now.
Yeah. So, wow, there's a few things you said that I want to add on. But there are, it was a lot. But I think, first of all, your point about at first it's difficult to hire your support reps. That's totally true. It's hard in the beginning to find the right people, but it's also not necessarily something you want to do. I think if you're starting out in a small business like us, bootstrapping, and even if you're not, even if you are a bigger company, you as the owner or the product manager should do support at least in the beginning. You should stay in touch with your customers, and the best way to do that is through support. So even if you do have the resources, monetary-wise, to bring in customer support people, try to give yourself at least like a week of doing support. And at least, we did it for a year, I think.
Yeah, still doing.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be there all the time.
But not as much as we used to. We used to do that because no one else would do that.
One of our mentors, I think, still
does
it one day a week. I think
Yeah.
that's a great initiative for any CEO to talk to the customer.
I totally agree. And the next thing is, customer support is more than just customer support. It's really customer relationship, because you can talk to them on social media and put out content like we do, but that's not necessarily how they're going to connect to you. When they have one-on-one conversations with you through support, that's like the best way to increase loyalty and to get them to stay with you. And then the last thing you said was about learning from the customers what the issues are, being proactive, learning what features they want.
I don't even remember the order.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
how you do
actually
that.
remembered what he said. I don't know how, but I guess I just memorized it to remember the points that I wanted to add. But I think one of the best things that our support team does is actually, right now we only do it through Google Sheets, but we're gonna move on to a better software to do that soon. But it's basically a list of all the features and issues that customers bring up, not bugs. Bugs are reported directly to the development team so that they can solve it, but feature requests. And that way we can see exactly what customer asked for this feature, so that when we release it, we can let them know specifically. We can also see how many customers asked for each feature. So when we think about the next features to develop, we actually look at in this list and see what customers asked for.
Yeah, that's proactive support again.
Yeah, proactive support. So yeah, proactive is also about, keeping tabs of what your customers are asking and learning from that, like Arya said, but also like practically just writing it down, not just, oh yeah, I'm gonna remember that this person told me that, because that never works. Okay, so the next thing you kind of mentioned is about availability. What do you think is the importance of 24/7 availability?
Yeah, I think obviously for a business just starting out, having support 24/7, it's kind of hard. But if the business is important to you, I do expect I do expect the business owner to be available as long as he's awake.
Yeah.
And again, because when you're just starting out, the feedback is priceless. When you have 50,000 customers, the tickets are going to come in a lot, and it's very easy to build like a map of what's going on in the business, what people need, what are the main issues. But when you're just starting out and you only have like 2-3 customers, the likelihood of them reaching out is much lower. And if you're not going to be there, you're not going to get this, again, gold mine of an insight. So I do think that it's important to, at least at the beginning, be directly communicated to the customer and be with them. Now, in terms of availability, I do think that anything longer than a minute, it's unacceptable in terms of response. Because again, with live chat, people would just leave. In e-commerce, it's even lower. I think with e-commerce, it's like 30 seconds. Because at least with SaaS, I guess they're still going to play around and see what's going on. But with e-commerce, it's even lower. And I do think that the faster you can answer, the better, and it's going to make all the difference in the world. Phones obviously should be immediate, as fast as you can, and if not, at least have a way to leave your number so they can call you back. With emails, I mean, I do think that if you want to, again, you can over-deliver. Usually when people send an email, they expect a response within a day or I don't know 72 hours, depends on the business. But if you reply with a perfectly like personalized answer after 5 minutes and it seems like you put in the effort for it,
Yeah.
you're over delivering and customers will love you for it. So I do think, again, as fast as possible, and that's
Yeah.
important. And by the way, we like it's not that hard to get 24/7 support. For us, it took like 3 agents. We are currently managing around 20,000 customers. So that's across 4 apps. So that's not something that is super intense.
Yeah.
Once you get the first one done, just getting more people is pretty easy.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna have a full episode talking about freelancers and how, because we work almost exclusively with freelancers and from around the world, so we can really talk a lot about that, and we will in a later video, but it really allows you to create those kind of 24/7 customer support and give support to the free tiers of your business as well as the paid ones, because you just use freelancers, and it's obviously cheaper than hiring people, and you get a little more leeway to bring like more people into the team and actually do a 24/7 supporting. Okay, so I think we're gonna wrap this up with one last question, which would be, what is the most important thing about customer support in your opinion?
That's hard. I would say availability and over delivering. That would be the number one, like availability. Definitely availability. It's the number one thing.
Okay, so that's a great point. Mine would have to be being human and being emphatic to your customers. So actually understanding them and communicating with them, not like a bot. Solving their problem and not following a script.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I never thought about putting that in number one, but they definitely go together.
I think you do it very automatic. For you, it's very natural, so you don't even think about it. It's just like who you are. But I think we've seen also with our support team, some of them had to like learn
Adjust.
how to be more flexible.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is it for customer support. If you guys have any questions about any of the topics we talked about today, or if you want something more specific for one of the topics that we've touched on today, let us know in the comments. We really enjoy doing these conversations, and we want to hear what you guys have to think too, so it's not just a conversation between the two of us. Our audience can be a part of that as well. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell and that. Bye.